What goes into bespoke PPF? Today we're going to be discussing bespoke PPF, and I'm going to show you what that looks like on this beautiful C8 Z06. In my opinion, one of the coolest cars to come out in this decade. It's Ben with Humble Car Auto Spa. We're going to do a deep dive. The first step before we start any sort of work on this Corvette is to wash it. We do a 3-bucket hand wash and we wash it top to bottom. 2 buckets for the paint, 1 bucket for the wheels, keeping everything separate so we never get any sort of scratches or swirls on the paint. For the paint, we use 2 buckets because this allows us to scrub our mitts on the bottom with a grit guard so that it removes any embedded impurities inside of the mitt, and then we dunk it into the wash bucket and onto the paint so that it doesn't scratch the paint when we wash it, and we can still get a very clean result at the end. Now, most importantly, before we start any sort of paint protection film projects or anything in general, is to give it a nice clay bar. This removes any embedded contaminants found on the paint that generally doesn't come off with just a mitt. This allows us to get rid of any embedded impurities found in the paint so that when we lay the film on, we can get a clean, sleek surface all across, and we're not going to wonder if there's any bumps or ridges. A really nice insurance to make sure that all of our surfaces are cleaned and prepped to the T. Now that all the surfaces are clean, we're going to rinse off all of the soap and hand dry it. We use a leaf blower to get rid of the excess water and let everything sheet away, and then it's followed by a microfiber wipe down to get rid of any sort of driplets that are left behind. Now that this car is clean, we're going to pull it inside and put it on some quick jacks. Now that this Corvette is in the air, we're going to pull off the front wheels and inspect all of the screws and clips that we have to remove.
Alrighty guys, so I took all of them off. As you can see, I count 11 of these little joints, and you're going to want to keep all of these in a safe place because these really suck to lose. All right, just wanted to show you guys where those exactly were. So that one, that one, that one, that one. There's gonna be one up there, one up there, one right there, one right there. It's a little sneaky one right there, kind of right by the, by those wires over there. And then I don't believe there's none on that side. And then one other sneaky one here and one sneaky one right here. If you look underneath the car, there's gonna be a 7mm for this mud flap right here, and 2 other 7mm right here that's holding in the fender flare. Those you're going to want to take off as well. Whole thing just comes out. So there's the retainers I'm talking about. These 2 are actually what's holding in the fender flare. Now, if you're taking off the fender, you can take out this 7mm, but in this case, we don't have to. So we're just going to take out these 2 and lastly take out the clip. Always use plastic on plastic and pretty much plastic on metal too. You don't want to scuff this stuff up. So I'm using a little plastic spudger to try to get this one open a little bit so I can just reach in, pull it, and then this should just pop right out. See that? There you go. You can feel how loose it is. When you're disassembling these fender flares, it's really common to miss these retainers. So even though you counted your screws, count your retainers, you got 1, 2, 3, and just keep going. Make sure they match up to however many screws that you took off. That's the retainer for the mud flap, but yeah, don't forget to count those. Now we have to take out the front bumper. So to do that, there's a couple screws here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's a little bracket that holds it on, I believe. Nope, I'm sorry. But these are all 7mm, and you want to take all of them off. Make sure you keep these kind of separate so that you can just have everything organized. Just a side note, when you take out those 3 screws, this little reinforcement bracket is held in by these 2 little tabs as well too. Sometimes they'll just come right off, and if they don't, that's good. If they do, it goes in this orientation for the driver's side and flip it around if you're on the passenger side.
As I mentioned in the beginning of this video, we're going to be doing a bespoke installation, and that means film gets tucked anywhere we can. First and foremost, paint protection film, or PPF for short, is a clear layer of vinyl that sits on top of your paint. It's designed to take abuse from things like rock chips, scratches, scrapes, things that can damage your paint, peel it away, and ruin that perfect finish. We're going to be wrapping the film into the areas where they touch between panels. This allows us to get that really crisp, bespoke look. The most complex part of this vehicle is the front bumper. It has a lot of hoops, ridges, edges, a lot of stuff where you can't generally get film over. So how we're going to tackle this is a combination of both software and technique. On core, we're going to extend all the edges where we can, and the rest of it, we're going to leave it a little bigger than it's supposed to so we can hand trim everything once it's all tucked nice and neat. By doing it this way, we're going to really put the paint protection film to the limits of its ability to make it as clean as possible. For headlight PPF, we're going to be doing this bespoke as well too. And that means that the film is going to get tucked behind the lens and trimmed so that it doesn't lift in the future, giving this Corvette a truly unique PPF for the headlights.
This is something I'm really proud of. We did bespoke PPF on headlights. I never thought the day would come, but today's the day. So we tucked all the film over the edges of this headlight, as well as not only the paint panels, but you can see, like, you can't even tell, even with your finger, that there's film on there.
All the PPF is on, and that, in my opinion, is the hardest part of this whole job. Reassembling it is going to be nice and easy. We're just going to do all of our steps in reverse so that we know we're not missing any pieces on this vehicle. My goodness, this project took so much work, but man, it was worth it. This Corvette doesn't even look like it has film on there, and that's what you would want. With all the panels tucked everywhere we can, not only does it look very pretty, but it gives it really enhanced durability against it ever peeling. Because there aren't any exposed edges, it's not going to catch and lift, meaning that this film not only looks pretty, but it's going to stay on there for much longer. If you enjoyed watching this video and you're a fellow car enthusiast, or you just truly want to take care of your car, please subscribe to our channel. We post things generally every week, and we like to keep you guys updated in the loop. If you're interested in checking out how and where you can do this type of installation, click the link down in the description. I would love to have a chat with you. It's Ben with Humble Crew Auto Spa, signing out. Alrighty. Delete that.